Guys, please check your audio and video settings, please, everyone. Everyone, please check your audio and video settings, please, guys. Everyone, please respond. Yes, boss. Other day I was talking about monolithic applications. Other day I was talking about monolithic applications. Everyone remembered? Monolithic application. Understanding my statement, guys? Yes, boss. What is there? All services, all modules of the application will be packed into single unit or not? That unit is nothing but jar file or var file or EAR file, right? Jar file or EAR. Then we understood what is build process. The process of keeping the developed web application or any application in a web server for execution is called, build process. What is build process? It's all about keeping our code ready for execution, boss. The process of keeping application ready for execution in certain environment is called build process. Then what is the difference between application or API? Yeah, application is developed by using API. When I say API, there are two types of APIs. One is library API, one is web service API. Yes or no, na? One is library API, one is web service API. Then we discussed about deployment, the process of keeping developed application in the server, either web server or application server, is called deployment, right, boss? Is called deployment. Okay, guys. Next one, what is build process? How build process takes place in real time. Earlier days only by using Maven and Gradle tool. Now Maven Gradle tool in combination with Jenkins, so that every change in the source code, will be continuously integrated and deployed in the web server with the support of Jenkins tool, right? How do you pack application or service project into single unit having entire environment for execution? Code will be packed into var or jar file, boss. But if you want to pack entire environment, execution setup environment, we have to use a Docker tool. So in the Docker tool, there is a word called Docker image. In the Docker image, we do all this stuff. Service instance or application instance or instance. This is the last thing we discussed the other day, right, boss? Okay. Each working copy of, execution copy of a web application or application is called one instance. Understanding my statement, guys? Docker image is an image that is created by using Docker tool, where code will be there, server will be there, database will be there, OS will be there. So entire setup to execute the application will be there in the Docker image. Yes or no, na? Super. Okay. Other day I compared with what, boss? Other day I compared with what? Embedded system application execution, right? Entire setup of execution will be kept in electronic chip, and the chip will be attached to different types of devices. Docker image also indirectly looks like that. Yeah, tell me, boss. Each copy of application that is deployed in the server, either in external server or embedded server, is called one instance. Is called one instance. Yes or no? No? Okay. Our code is, our application or project is like a Java class. And how many times you deployed? Either in different servers or same servers of same mission or different mission. Same mission or different mission. Is like what? It is like what? Instance, boss. It is like instance. Are you understanding my statement? Super, boss. Is called instance. Is called instance. A service instance or application instance or not normal instance wise. Clear, my dear? Got the clarity, boss? Naresh IT web application or project. Completed development or testing, guys. So that one is deployed in one server, which is what? Tomcat. Also deployed in another server, which is what? WebLogic. So total how many instances are there, guys? 2 instances are. Is that clear, guys? What's the use of this multiple instances? What's the use of these multiple instances? What's the use of these multiple instances? Can you tell me? Load balance and transparent failover. Yes or no? No? When multiple requests are given to the application, different requests will go to different instances to manage the load, to balance the load. And transparent failover. If something happens to one instance, okay, without disturbing client, without disturbing end user activities, without giving any information to end user, the request will be redirected to other one or not. The other instance, the request will be reloaded to other instances. Right now, boss? Super. Now listen. In every server, we can specify maximum number of requests that each service instance can allow. Instance can allow. In most of the server, this max request count is 200 by default. 200 at a time by default. Understanding my statement? In Spring Boot MVC or Spring REST application, we can change or control this max request count. This max request count using the following properties of the application.properties file. Application.properties file. Right, boss? Okay, if you want to change max request count of embedded Tomcat, boss, embedded Tomcat, server.tomcat.threads.max of 150, right? Or your default is 200, I change it to 150. Server.jetty.threads.max of 300. Default is 200, I change it to 300. Both these are for embedded servers. Both these properties are for embedded servers. Properties are related to embedded servers. Embedded servers like Tomcat, WebLogic, and Excel. Sorry, Tomcat, like embedded Tomcat are embedded servers of Spring Boot application. Yeah, at maximum of 150 requests, it can take it. At max of 150 requests, it can take. Anup, Can you read the statements also, please? In every server, we can specify max number of requests that each service instance can allow. In most of the server, this max request count is 200 by default. Sir, this is for embedded server. What about external Tomcat? What about external Tomcat? We should have an idea in external Tomcat, na? In external Tomcat server. In external Tomcat server, how to specify this? In external Tomcat server, how to specify this? E-drive, guys. Tomcat 10.x, guys. Come on. Conf, guys. If you can take 1 lakh, 2 lakh also, not an issue. As long as your CPU supports, no problem for Tomcat server to handle 1 lakh request at it. Got it? But you should have a strong CPU hardware support also. You know that, right? Here you observe, guys. The connector can use shared executor. You can define 1 or more named thread force. Max threads. Listen. Here 150 is there now, boss. Yes. Max threads 150. Are you observing this, guys? Are we observing this? In external Tomcat, we can control this count here, boss. We can control this count here. Where in external Tomcat? In external Tomcat, tell me. Tomcat home/conf/server.xml file and use executor tag. Max threads of 150. Everyone understanding my statement, guys? Yes, boss. Yeah. Now, next one, load count and current load. What is the next terminology? Load count or current load. Are very simple, Rababu. The number of requests that are currently under processing by service instance is called what? Load count or current load. Are this instance, tell me what is the service instance load count, guys? What is the load count of the service instance? What is the load count of the service instance? I'll murder you if you say 2. 1. Okay, 1 minute. Yeah, request to response. What is the load count? What is the load count? 2, Babu. 2. It's not 4. It's not 4. 2 only. It's my mistake. I also seen this one as a request, but it's a response. We are presenting that one as a response, right? Maybe arrows are not there. That's why we confused it. What is the load count, guys? 2 requests. That means 2 na, boss. 2 requests. That's why 2. Super. What is the load count here? What is the load count here? Here also 2. Because how many requests are there, guys? 2 requests. Because how many requests are handled here? 2 requests are handled. Yes, boss. The number of requests that are currently under processing by service instance is called load count or current load. If application 1 instance or service instance is currently processing 10 requests, then the load count or current load is 10. Then the load count or current load is 10, boss. Clear, boss? Then the load count or current load is 10, Rababu. Everyone getting my point there, guys? Come on. Yeah, next one, load factor. Next one is what, guys? Load factor. Are very simple, boss. It is current load by max load. Current load by max load. Current load is 10. Max load is 150. What is the load factor? 10 by 150. How much, guys? It's always a decimal number or not? Always my decimal number. Load factor is equal to current load by max load. If application instance with respect to server, max load is 50, right? 150. And the application instance is processing only 100 requests currently. Then 100 by 150 is the load factor. What is the equivalent value? 0.0666. Always remember, load factor is always greater than or equal to 0 and in between greater than 0 and less than 1. Why, boss? Max load of server is 100. Can we give more than 100 requests? No. Always we can give less than 100 requests at a time. Right now, boss? So when you do division, always you will get number between 0 to 1 only, na? When we do division, you always get 0 to 1. Come on, my dear. Sir, what happens if you change it? Change it. 1000 you take. Then also we can give less than 1000 number. 150 is not fixed, Rama. 150 is not fixed. That's a default. In default in one angle. It can be changed. I already given how to change, right? Given or not given? Sir, why are you teaching all these things? I am teaching all these things to tell the problems of monolithic applications, right? I'm preparing background problem to explain the problems of monolithic application so that we will be having a reason to go for microservices application. Are you listening my statement, boss? Okay, guys. Max load is equal to max request that server can take for each instance of the application at a time. We can specify this using server settings or using application.properties while working with embedded servers of Spring Boot. Application.properties while working with embedded servers. While working with external server settings. Just now I have given here, if it is external Tomcat, what to do, how to increase the max request count. I think you understood what is load factor, guys. Next one, scaling. Scaling means increasing, Rabab. First, try to understand the English meaning. Scaling means increasing. Scaling means increasing. Is that clear? Increasing the service capacity of application or service or project is called scaling. Or I need to scale up my company. I need to scale up my capacity. Well, you want to increase your capacity. If the application is having facility to increase its service capacity as needed, then it is called scalable application. Nothing but scalability feature. Nothing but scalability feature. You started business, Babu. There is no question of increasing the business volume. Daily 100 customers, 100 meals. Okay, listen. You are running a business. You are running a mess in a hostel. Is there any possibility of scaling that business, boss? Because hostel means fixed students will be there, fixed order will come, fixed money. Yes or no, na? But you are running a restaurant. You are running a restaurant. Scaling is possible or not? Do more marketing, introduce more varieties. Come on. Okay, use different marketing techniques, keep different offers. So there is a possibility of increasing the business volume. Yes or no, na? Okay. For in certain businesses, scaling is not possible. In certain businesses, scaling is possible. Are you getting my point? Super. You are doing iron service, cloth iron service in an apartment which is having 150 flats. You are not allowed to take outside orders. Scaling is possible. Okay. Scaling is possible, guys. Little possibility is there. But same iron shop you kept outside the apartment where other 100 apartments are there in that locality. Scaling is possible or not possible? By taking 10 workers, by taking orders from 100 apartments, you can increase the business or not? Definitely scaling is possible or not? Okay. You created your product in Chinese language. You created your product in Chinese language. Okay. Already it is number one in the China. Maximum people have purchased that product. Now scaling is possible. Now scaling is possible, guys. Not possible. Same product you converted into English, right? So now scaling is possible. You understood the meaning of scaling, boss? If the application is having facility to increase service capacity as needed, then it is called a scalable application. Super, guys. Examples one. Increasing the shop capacity from 1,000 square feet to 10,000 square feet. This is called vertical scaling. Vertical scaling. That means what? What you are doing? Within the shop, you are increasing the size. Within the shop, you are increasing. Earlier, you are able to sell 10 products. Now you are able to sell 100 products. Now, keeping the same shop of 1,000 square feet in 10 places. Instead of increasing the shop size in one place, you decided to keep open 10 shops of same size. 10 shops of same size in 10 different places. This is called horizontal scaling, boss. I hope you got the difference between vertical scaling and horizontal scaling. Listen. You want to learn more and more things in Java towards increasing your Java knowledge. Your knowledge scaling is vertical scaling. Your knowledge scaling is vertical scaling. Yes or no, no. Your knowledge scaling is vertical scaling, boss. No, listen. You learned Java, you learned UI technologies, you learned testing, you learned DevOps, you learned AWS. Tell me now, what is your knowledge? Full stack developer knowledge. Full stack developer knowledge is vertical scaling or horizontal scaling? Horizontal scaling. You learn many things in Java. You learn many things only in Java. Your knowledge is vertical scaling. Your knowledge is vertical scaling. Yes or no? Na? Are you getting my point there, guys? Okay. Always remember one thing. Always remember one thing. In companies, technical people's count they increase in horizontal scaling was. Technical people count they increase in horizontal scaling, and non-technical people count they increase in vertical scaling. Accountant, security, all these are common for all projects, all units, right? So they will be increased vertically. In one department only, they will add more employees, right? But when it comes to technical people, boss, okay, they take different technology, different technical people, because there will be different projects on different technologies. Yes or no? Na? That's why in any software company, technical people are called verticals, and non-technical people are called horizontals. Convinced, boss? Because these horizontals are common for multiple technical people. Okay, let it be, boss. Increasing number of ATM machines in different location. This comes under horizontal scaling or vertical scaling? This comes under horizontal scaling. Array, please respond. Horizontal scaling. Yeah, tell me two types of scaling, boss. Horizontal scaling and vertical scaling. Two types of scaling. Horizontal scaling and vertical scaling. Yeah, what is horizontal scaling, boss? In horizontal scaling, we take multiple copies of same application. That means multiple service instances given to service. Multiple service instances to give services to clients, and we control these multiple instances with the support of what? Load balancer service. This is very important. Okay, now listen. I have taken 10 instances, Rababu. So many requests are coming. How does it knows this request should go to this service instance because it has got less load? Other instance has got more load. Third instance has got more load. Someone should be there to decide this one or not. Someone should be there to decide this one or not. And that someone is nothing but load balancer. That someone is nothing but load balancer, right? In your real life also, boss, in your real life also, if you're attending any political party meeting, or if you're attending any cricket match in the stadium, are you getting my point there, guys? Watching cricket match, there will be 10 to 20 gates, boss. Yes or no, na? While going in, if more pressure is there on one gate, they will divert the people to enter into the stadium from another gate or not? Yes or no? Na? They will divert the people to enter into the gate from another gate or not? That means the person who is controlling staff like this comes under what? Load balancing or not? Comes under what? Load balancing or not? I want reply. I'm talking about same load balancer, boss. For Gmail also, 20, 30 instances they will create, Babu. Yes or no, na? But which request should go to which instance? Which request should go to which instance? Understanding my statement? Which request should go to which instance? Will be decided by whom, guys? Will be decided by whom? Load balancer. If a load balancer is not there, then also if you take multiple service instance for one application, again that will be wasted or not? Again that will be wasted or not? Come on. Array, sir, where these multiple instances are required? Online ticket booking, Ra Babu. Online ticket booking. Your favorite hero new has come. First 1 day, 2 days of booking opening, huge rush will be there. That time better to handle requests with one instance or multiple instances. Definitely better to handle with multiple instances, right? Okay, have a look, guys. Web server or application server, maybe multiple copies or same copy. How many instances are there? 3 instances are there. Every instance is having some ID. 1122, 1133, 1144. I don't think that. We can take multiple web servers or app servers. We can take multiple web servers or app servers. We can take multiple web servers or app servers, boss. Are you understanding my statement, boss? Okay. Tell me. Total how many instances are there? 3 instances are there. Okay. Here, lot of clients may be there, guys. Which client request should go to which instance is decided by whom, guys? Load balancer server, LBS, service server, no problem. Load balancer server. Understanding my statement? LBS. Tell me how it is doing. Check it out. ID 1122, 1133, 1144. Now it is maintaining load factor. It is maintaining load factor. Understanding? Yeah. Can we take multiple services in single server? Yes, you can take, but multiple domains you have to create now, boss. Multiple domains you have to create there. Yeah. Can you come back? Can you come back? Come on, everyone. Now listen. This load balancer is maintaining service ID and load factor. Service ID and load factor. Load factor means what is the current load? What is the current load on each instance it is maintaining? Right now, boss. So let us assume instance 1 is already having 80 requests. Instance 2 is already having 90 requests. Instance 3 is already having 100 requests. And their max capacity is 150. Let us assume. Okay, now new request has come to load balancer. That request will be given to which instance? Can you guess? That request will be given to which instance? First or second or third instance? First or second or third instance? First instance. Why? This is having less load factor, right, boss? Why, my dear? Because that is having a less load factor. What do you say, boss? Are you understanding my statement, guys? Who decides? LBS will decide. Okay, now listen. 81. Now load factor is 81. Let us assume. Next request has come. 82 request has come. Where it goes? Next request has come. Where it goes? Again first. Why? After that also it becomes 82 only, na? Listen, in this process, some of the requests may complete, then count will reduce, Ra Babu. Count will reduce. Are you getting my point? Don't think that this count always increases. Once requests are processed, response is delivered, so they will be removed from load factor count or not. They will be removed from current load. When they are removed from current load count, definitely that will reflect in load factor. Definitely that will reflect in load factor, right, boss? Super, guys. Tell me. These instances can be there either in the same server, different domains, or different copies of same server, or different servers residing in the same machine or different machine. So only for representation take, I have taken in a single server. Got it? Are you understanding my statement? Only for making to make diagram looking neat and clean, I have taken like this. But most of the time they will be there in what? Different server stuff, different copies of same server residing in this different machines. Different copies of same server residing in different machines. Yes or no? Na? Most of the times we keep the multiple service instances of multiple service instances of same application, multiple service instances of one application. Tell me, guys. One application in multiple different copies of same server software running on different machines. Running on different machines. On different missions. Understanding my statement, guys? Okay, boss. Super. Yes, boss. Everyone understanding? The given request goes to that instance or service instance of the application whose load factor is less, whose value is nearer to 0. Whose value is nearer to 0. Getting my point? In our example, the both request 1, request 2 will be request 1, request 2 will go to instance 1. Instance 1. Okay. Instance 1, because it is having less load factor, 80 by 150. If all instances are having same load factor, then LBS will pick up instance randomly. Sir, here also 80 by 150, here also 80 by 150, here also 80 by 150. Then it will pick up randomly, boss. LBS won't take much chance. Okay, because all are having same load factor now, boss. So they will pick up randomly. They will pick up the instance randomly. Everyone understanding my statement, guys? Super, guys. Bindusri Singh, in future, we are going to see this one practically. As part of microservices, we are going to see this one practically. Right now, I'm preparing background to launch microservices. Madam, because I have not introduced any load balancer software so far. Yeah, these are the various load balancer softwares in the market. Yes, sir, no, no. HA proxy, what is that? Engines, mode antenna, Varnisha, balance, LVS. We have different load balancer softwares. We have different load balancer softwares with respect to all domains. These are not just related to web application. Understanding my statement, guys? Keeping Gmail application in different zones of world map falls under horizontal scrolling, right? I think most of the companies are uses this one. This is a bit popular, boss. This is a bit popular. I think you got the idea about horizontal scaling, boss. Tell me, this comes under no load balancer. Listen. Load balancer is Linux based. It depends upon its watch domain. For Java application, Java related load balancer will be there. For Linux server environment, Linux based load balancers will be there. Getting my point? In microservice environment, we use what? Java based load balancer. Yeah, some of the load balancers are commercial, some of the load balancers are free, boss. You know that headache is always there. Either DevOps team or infrastructure team, like a Linux admin and etc., will take care of this kind of load balancer because these are related to server environment load balancer, na boss. As a developer, you need not to worry about these load balancer. These load balancers will be taken care by whom, guys? Okay. Shall we talk about vertical scaling, boss? Vertical scaling, come on. This is part of our horizontal scaling. Why? Number of instances are increased, right? Number of instances are increased. That means that comes under what? Horizontal scaling. Vertical scaling, right? Okay. Mullah Abdullah, few minutes back I have discussed and written on the screen. Now you are asking freshly, one external Tomcat, how many requests it can take, sir? Default is 150. I think 2 minutes back I have given that how to change that number also. Given or not given? Abdullah, can you be active in the classroom, boss? Please. Please, guys. Don't ask already discussed item as a fresh question. It's not good for you. It's not good for me. Okay. Yeah. Vertical scaling, boss. Can you see what is vertical scaling? Here we add more software and hardware infrastructure for existing application environment to make it ready for taking more requests from more clients. To make it ready for taking more requests from more clients. Mission 1, mission 20. Mission 1 or some mission drama. Don't worry about it. Why 2 missions? Let's take 1 mission. 1 minute. I'll tell. Web server NIT. Web server NIT. What is existing setup? 16 GB RAM, 1 TB hard disk, dual core CPU, Tomcat MySQL. New setup. 32 GB RAM, 10 TB hard disk, quad core CPU. Dual core means two CPUs are there. Quad core means 4 CPUs are there. Come on. Wildfly server are a kill deal. So don't you think it is vertical scaling, guys? Instead of taking multiple instances of NIT.var, I'm increasing the capacity of one instance. I'm increasing the capacity of one instance. Arey, you are getting money, Ra Babu. You constructed 10 houses in 10 different places and collecting rents from there. Collecting rents from there. That is what? Horizontal scaling. Why you did that? Why you did that? Because in one area real estate is up or down, in other area you can balance the growth. Yes or no? No, instead of that, you purchased one place, first constructed ground floor. When more money came, you constructed second floor. When more money came, you constructed third floor. When more money came, you constructed fourth floor, right? This is what? Vertical scaling. This is vertical scaling. Right now, changing this existing setup to a new setup is nothing but vertical scaling or not? Is nothing but vertical. In the same machine, I'm just increasing the hardware and software infrastructure. Hardware and software infrastructure. In cloud environment like AWS, we get max of 720 GB RAM and unlimited HDD support can be taken. In cloud environment like AWS, max of 720 GB RAM and unlimited HDD support can be taken. Array, this is bigger number compared to our regular hardwares. In our laptops, regular desktops, can we take 720 GB RAM? Is it possible? But in cloud, it's possible. In cloud, it's possible. Definitely, it's possible. I hope you got the clarity between vertical scaling and horizontal scaling, which is good. Horizontal scaling is good or vertical scaling is good? Horizontal scaling is good or vertical scaling is good? Definitely horizontal scaling is good. Super. Pros and cons of monolithic architecture based application development. Pros means advantages. Super. Provides simple and easy environment to develop projects or application. As the layered application, having layers like presentation layer, controller layer, service layer, persistence layer, integration layer, and etc. Integration layer, etc. Most of the current maintenance projects are monolithic projects. And a microservice architecture came 4 or 5 years back. Before that, every project is monolithic only, right? Before that, every project is monolithic. Easy to deploy. Why easy to deploy? Tell me. All together single jar or var file. Easy to manage, single var or jar file. Easy to scale, increasing or decreasing instances. Because everything is single copy now, boss. Either it is horizontal scaling or vertical scaling, scaling is easy, right? Yeah. 4 or 5 years back, every project is what is that? Monolithic. All maintenance projects are monolithic. But some of the companies are now changing monolithic architecture to microservice architecture. That means they are not changing entire requirements. They're keeping everything as it is, but architecture they are changing to microservices to take the advantages of microservice architecture. And everything is there in a single var jar, na boss. That's that. Performing unit testing is easy process because all layers and all services are available together. Right now, boss? All layers and all services are available together. It's whose responsibility to perform unit testing? Tell me. It's whose responsibility to perform unit testing? It's whose responsibility to perform unit testing? Tell me. It's a developer responsibility, right, boss? That unit testing becomes easy na, boss. Super. Next one. Less possibility of getting network related issues because all services are layers mostly there together. All services are layers are mostly there together. It is another interesting one or not? Is it not another interesting one? Come on. Yeah, it's like next one. Performing logging and debugging operations is very easy. Even auditing activities are easy because all are together. Because all are together, right, boss? This is not completely bad architecture, Babu. Entire banking system still running on this one only. Slowly, now we are moving to microservice architecture, right? Okay, boss. These are advantages. Look at disadvantages, boss. For small and tiny changes in one or two services or modules or layers, we need to redeploy the whole application. Deploy the whole application. This is very bad, Rababu. This is very bad. We need to redeploy the whole application by alerting the end user when the application is in production mode. When application is in production mode. This is really bad or not, boss? Application will not run for these many hours. Will not run for these many hours. Yes or no? Na? For so many hours application will run or will not run. For so many hours application will run or will not run. Everyone understanding my statement? For small or tiny changes in one or two services or modules or layers, we need to redeploy the whole application by alerting the end users. But problem, in banking sector, this is very danger, Rabo. In banking sector, this is very danger. Certain governments will give strict conditions. In the entire year, your server downtime should be 4 hours. You take Singapore kind of country, boss. In the entire year, your server downtime should not be maximum of 1 hour. Should not be more than 1 hour. Officially or unofficially, whatever it is. If government notices server is down more than 1 hour in a year altogether, okay, they will go for huge penalties. Huge penalties. Are you listening my statement, guys? DBS Bank is Singapore-based bank, Rabab. You know the DBS Bank, DBS company is also there, software company is also there. It's a Singapore-based bank. So that bank is once it paid penalty, once it has paid penalty. In India, maybe rules are not that much strict. That's why our bank server will not work for hours together, especially SBA kind of bank. But India, RBI is also a bit strict, boss. RBI also a bit strict. Recently, SDFC has lost provision to give the credit cards. Did you notice that? SDFC has lost provision to give credit cards to the customers. Why? Because one day they maintain almost 12 to 14 hours downtime. 12 to 14 hours downtime. So by taking as a voluntary complaint, okay, RBI has given guidelines to SDFC Bank, don't issue new credit cards, at least for next 3 years. That's why you observe, you may get offers from take that credit card, this credit card, that card, but you never get any offer from SDFC. You never get offers from SDFC. Let me check. Any ban on SDFC Bank credit card. See? Any ban on SDFC Bank credit cards. Yeah. On December 3rd, in an unprecedented move, bank was barred from issuing new credit cards and launching any new digital product after multiple issues linked to digital banking, card payment on the bank's platform. In the last 2 years, relief for SDFC, SBA lift 8 months ban on issuing new credit card. Okay, recently they have lifted. Recently they have lifted. Yes or no? Na? Oh, recently 8 months ban they have got, guys. 8 months ban they have got. Everyone getting my point? Why did RBI banned SDFC credit card? Why did RBI ban SDFC credit card? SDFC, all digital banking initiative and sourcing of new credit card customers. What's the reason? Acha, Chat GPT is good now, boss. Chat GPT is good. Yes, so much we have to study. In Chat GPT, you will get answer for question, right? Understanding my statement, boss? Come on. Super. Okay, some reasons. Again, these downtime issues only. This kind of downtime issues only, boss. Super, guys. Tell me, one bug or issue in one module or service of the project may affect other services or module. This indicates these applications are not reliable. Sometimes applications will shut down, providing no services to clients. Okay, guys. No services good. GChat is not good for developers because it is a static content now, boss. It's not a dynamic content. Moreover, up to 2022 only they will give information. We have to wait for real release. No? Right now it's a beta release, right? Right now it's a beta release. Okay. And moreover, GChat is really not good for developers. Why? Because developer looks for multiple options to fit into his requirement, right? If it is giving only one solution, if it is not fit, it will be wasted now, boss. It will be wasted, right? Yeah, heavy traffic will be there because it's a new. But how far it is useful in real life, we have to wait and see. How far it is useful in real life, we have to wait and see. It's good. Interface is good. GChat is a new search engine that came as alternate to Google. Devash Pandey, you are not aware of it, not following technical news anywhere. GChat, I think we can use here also. It is not Chat GPT. Yes, you are right. Chat GPT is the new search engine which is alternate to this. It's based on AI. It's running based on AI, right? Yeah, try once. Instead of giving thousands of answers, hundreds of answers, it will give one direct answer. That too in a text mode. So that people are feeling little comfortable. But as a developer, we need multiple options to pick up our right code, right, boss? To pick up in a right code. I think we are not in a right Chat GPT. It is right. Yeah, some registration and other stuff is there. Okay, register now, open it. Yes, same, some registration process, like you will get it. Yeah. Login, sign up. Again, I have to create account and other stuff is there, boss. Takes time. It takes time, guys. Leave it. But try once, it's a different experience. It's a different experience. But right now, they are giving only offline data results only. Super. You got the advantages and disadvantages of monolithic applications, boss. But these two reasons are big reasons. Maybe number of constraints are less, number of drawbacks are less, but they are very big. They are very big. No. It's a competitor to Google, not developed by Google. Right. Thank you, guys. Okay. Tomorrow onwards, we will be studying more microservice architecture, boss. I hope you got a solid reasons to deal with